Hey everyone, welcome. I have for you these two very cute Christmas ornaments this tutorial. Welcome back to my current subscribers and to all visiting my channel today. Of the many ornaments I have made throughout the years, these two are among some of my favorites, so I thought I would share these two ornaments with you today. We're going to start off with this really adorable cupcake ornament. It is so easy to make and such a really cute addition to any Christmas tree. So let's look at the items that you will need to create this ornament. You will need a cupcake wrappers with a Christmas print theme. Now, I believe I got these at Hobby Lobby last year, but I'm sure they have an assortment of cupcake wrappers to choose from with a Christmas print on them. This one is especially cute. It has little Santa hats. I really love it. I also have a buffalo check one there on the table, but I'm going to, for this ornament today, I'm going to be using this Santa hat cupcake paper. Now, I use 3 cupcake papers per ornament. The reason why I do that is to create a more stable piece. If you put 3 together, it provides a more stable structure for the ornament. You will also need a styrofoam ball. These styrofoam balls can be found at Dollar Tree. They're 1.9 inches. So you would need 1 ball per ornament and 3 cupcake wrappers. You're going to need some Aleene's tacky glue. I prefer that to using hot glue in some of the aspects of creating this ornament. I'll explain that in a minute. I have some baker's twine there. You can very easily find that at Dollar Tree. I believe I got mine at Hobby Lobby. And I also have this very chunky yarn. And this is going to serve as the icing on the cupcake. You could find this yarn at Hobby Lobby or any craft store. I believe I measured that out to be around 20 inches of a yarn that you're going to be coiling up on top of that cupcake to create the look of icing. And here we have some snow. I love Dollar Tree snow. I prefer it to snow that I find in other craft stores. Just something about it. It has smaller flakes as opposed to, say, for example, the snow that I've purchased at Hobby Lobby. So I always love to get my snow at Dollar Tree. You'll need some Mod Podge. And I put my Mod Podge in my squirt bottle. Just makes things more simple. And I have there a holly berry. And that's going to serve as the cherry on top of the cupcake. I have here a very mini glue gun. Not my usual one. You probably notice my hand there. I have a sling on. If you watched my previous video, I revealed to you all that I fractured my arm 3 weeks ago, so I have very limited mobility, so I'm just doing very small projects right now. So we're going to place a few dots of that Aleene's tacky glue in the bottom of those cupcake papers, and that's how we're going to glue them all together. And just press that down and let those dry and adhere to one another. That styrofoam ball is going to be glued as well to the bottom of those cupcake wrappers. Now you can use hot glue for that. I just prefer the Aleene's Tacky to glue the papers together. Certain tasks are better with tacky glue and certain tasks are better with hot glue. And in this case, that's the way that I created this ornament. And I press that down, make sure it's sitting right in the center of that cupcake wrapper. Now what we're going to do, this is such an easy project. Actually, it's one that's really fun to do with your kids or your grandchildren. Really, really fun. Okay, so I'm going to use my tacky glue, and I'm going to run a strip of that tacky glue all along the edge of my cupcake wrapper. Now I do just a small section at a time. Excuse my hand in the way there. You guys have to be patient with me. I'm a little bit handicapped, I guess you might say, in my crafting abilities. So I'm using my left hand a lot, which is certainly not the one I normally favor. Okay, so on the edge of that cupcake wrapper, I'm placing in small sections that tacky glue, and I'm pressing that chunky yarn right into the tacky glue. And as I'm doing that, I'm making sure to keep a circular shape to my cupcake ornament. Notice that I do it in small sections, making sure that the yarn is adhering to the edges of that cupcake wrapper. And now we are nearly all the way around, once around that cupcake wrapper. Now what we're going to do is kind of coil that piece of yarn around and around and around to create the look of icing all swirled on top of that cupcake. Again, make sure that your yarn is pressed firmly into the tacky glue that you placed all around the edge of that cupcake paper. This is going to be holding that yarn onto your actual cupcake paper and your styrofoam ball. Now, before we swirl that yarn all the way up to the top, we're going to take a piece of baker's twine, and this is going to serve as the hanger. Now, it's important to do this step now because after you already have the yarn all applied, it's going to be difficult to place a hanger onto that cupcake. So if you do it now, it's just going to be sandwiched right in between that coiled yarn, and you'll have a perfect hanger for your cupcake ornament. So I take some hot glue and I just press that hanger right down, right in the center of that styrofoam ball. Now, as you coil around your yarn, it will also hold firm that piece of baker's twine that serves as the hanger. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Okay, now that we have that applied, we're going to be mindful of where that hanger is. and you're going to work around the hanger with that chunky yarn. You'll see what I mean. I'll show you here in just a second. So at this point now, I'm okay with using hot glue. So I want just a very light application of that hot glue. That's going to hold it very well. Now watch how I pick up my baker's twine hanger and move it over to the other side. Now I'm going to continue wrapping in small sections using hot glue. Be careful not to glob your hot glue. You only need a tiny amount to hold that yarn. Small sections at a time. Press down the yarn, make sure everything's adhered. Now we're going to move that hanger over. You see how I keep doing that? So that I want to keep that hanger right in the center of that cupcake so that it hangs properly on the tree. Small sections. Place your hot glue. Press it down. Coil it around. Be mindful of the shape of your cupcake, that you're keeping a good shape, if you will, to the piece. And again, small sections. Little bit of hot glue there. Now watch how I move the hanger. You see how I do that? Be mindful of your hanger, keeping it right in the very center. We're going to coil that yarn all the way up to the very top. See how I check the shape as I go along? Now you're going to see me lift the hanger again and move it over to the other side. And we're going to finish off the top of that cupcake. Is this not so cute? Oh my gosh, I absolutely love this ornament. This ornament is very popular with little girls. They just love making this ornament. This was very popular at an ornament making party that I hosted last year. Okay, at this point, we're not going to need all that extra yarn there. I just guesstimated how much I would need. I always save those little scraps and pieces. You never know when you need a little bit of something. So I always save my little extra pieces of things. Now we're going to close off the top of that. Look how beautiful that is. And now we have our hanger coming right out the top. And it's looking so cute. Okay, now here we have one of our red berries. And we are going to put a little hot glue right there at the very top. And we're going to poke that berry right in the top. And this is actually supposed to look like a cherry on top of the cupcake. So cute. Okay, now we're not done with this cupcake. We need to give it a little bit of shimmer. So I have some Mod Podge there, and I squirt a little bit on a paper plate. And I believe I used just a sponsor. And I'm going to dab Mod Podge on all around that cupcake, right on the yarn. So what I am going to be doing is sprinkling that snow that I got from the Dollar Tree. And this creates the look of sugar. And it is absolutely the greatest finishing touch on this ornament. Now I do dab some Mod Podge right on top of the cherry. Now watch how I just sprinkle over the top of that snow. I just put it right on the paper plate with the cupcake. Now you don't need a tremendous amount. I just dab my spouncer into the Mod Podge and dab it around. I do small sections at a time. And then I just sprinkle the snow right over the top. And this creates a really beautiful look to this cupcake ornament. And that's it. It's as easy as that. So simple. All right, ornament number 2. And this is a sucker. And these look so beautiful on a Christmas tree. And again, so easy to make. Let me show you how I did it. So I have I believe that's a 3.5 inch wood round. 1, 2, 3, 4 inches. Okay, but you could do it. You could do a 3-inch sucker. You could do a 4-inch sucker. Whatever your preference. I have some crimson red Waverly chalk paint there. And I have some mesh tubing that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. The wood round I got at Hobby Lobby. And this really adorable, oh my God, do I love this ribbon or what? This is my favorite ribbon. It's polka dot on one side, striped on the other. It's in the Christmas department at Hobby Lobby. Everything is 50% off now. I used that same ribbon last year. In the bakery department, where the cake supplies are at Hobby Lobby, I picked up those clear, I think they're called snack bags, or I'm not sure. They're just little clear plastic bags, and they're 4-inch by 6-inch, I believe. And that's what you're going to be placing the sucker in to finish off your ornament. All right, so I do go ahead and paint these wood rounds on both sides. The reason why I do this is because I want to be sure when I place my mesh tubing on the wood round that it's red underneath. Because mesh tubing, you can see through it just a bit. So I just wanted to be sure that it was a nice solid red color. And I I painted both sides. Okay, so I am going to again be using these straws. Now, if you saw my last video, I did the reindeer head with these straws. I love these straws. They're very, very sturdy, and I purchased these at Hobby Lobby last year. I would venture to guess they have them again this year. So what I do is about 1.5 inches of the top of that straw. I just flatten it out with my fingers. And this is going to be the stick of the sucker. I place some hot glue there, and on that section that I pressed out flat, I go ahead and hot glue that right to the wood round. Now to place this mesh tubing on the wood round, you'll probably want to have a silicone tool or a finger protector, because that hot glue can seep through that mesh tubing. Now, quite simply, what we're going to do is just wrap that mesh tubing around and around and around all the way to the very center of the sucker. I do use hot glue for this, and again, like I said, initially I don't have a finger protector on, but I did shortly after I started put the finger protector on. So I start right at the straw area there, and I do very small sections, and I start on the outer edge, and I'm just going to place that mesh tubing down onto that wood round in a circular pattern. As you place your mesh tubing, be sure that you are keeping a proper shape, if you will, a circular shape to your sucker. Just be mindful of watching how you're placing down your mesh tubing. You want a nice finished circle shape to your sucker. Just a nice thin stream of glue, because remember, this is mesh tubing and the hot glue wants to seep through. Now you will be getting like glue strings along the way as you go. I just waited until I finished the entire side, actually until I finished the whole entire front and back. Then I just went around with my craft tweezers and picked off the glue strings. I did the front and the back of the sucker, feeling that probably on the Christmas tree, now you can see those glue strings. It could be viewed from both sides. So I went around with my tweezers at this point, and I picked up, you can see I got a glob of glue there, but I just went around and picked everything off. It comes off rather easily. And now we have our straw or our sucker stick secure. I have my craft tweezers there. I have a whole set of them. They're very handy to have. I believe I got them on Amazon. And you can see I'm just going around with my good hand. Oh my goodness. How a fracture can affect one's crafting life. Oh my goodness. It's not fun. But I'm determined, as you can see, because I really missed my crafting. So right now I'm just doing, oh, there's those bags. They're called treat bags with an adhesive strip, 4 by 6 inches. Okay, so these bags are just perfect for placing the sucker in and finishing off that look of those suckers for the Christmas tree. Now, you can do these suckers in any color that you can find mesh tubing. I did some in pink last Christmas. I did some orchid ones. I did some purple ones. Okay, so you just slide the sucker in the bag. This fits perfectly if you get 4 by 6 inch treat bags. You're going to gather it up around the base of the sucker. I took a pipe cleaner and wrapped it around and twisted it in the back. That way I would have that bag secure on there while I tried to tie my bow. And again, bow tying was a little bit easier prior to having a sling on my arm. But this too shall pass. I'm very positive, so let's continue crafting. Okay, so now we're going to place this really beautiful ribbon, and that's going to be our final embellishment on this piece. And I'm going to trim off those pipe cleaners. Now, when I put that ribbon on, it's just going to cover that up, that pipe cleaner on there. I fan out the bottom of the little plastic bag there. And you're just going to tie a bow around the base of that sucker, just like you would a bow there, or how you would tie a shoe. You're just tying a bow. And for me, it was a little bit difficult, this part. I think that I was struggling a little bit. But I'm trying. I'm making a very good effort here. So you just tie that and then create the 2 loops. And you're watching me struggle here. Sorry about that. Okay, so pull my bow nice and tight, shape it. I angle the tails. And this is just the most precious touch. I think I gave up there and decided to do it off while I wasn't filming. But you can see how absolutely cute this turned out. So cute and adorable. I did cut off my sucker stick, if you will, or the straw. I thought it was a little bit too long. And there you have it. It is so easy to do. And then I squish the straw on the end to get that circular shape back. And there you have it. 2 very easy, very inexpensive, really adorable Christmas ornaments. Okay, one last look at our sucker ornaments. I hope you will subscribe if you are not currently a subscriber. Tell me which of these 2 ornaments you like the best. And give my video a thumbs up if you like my content. I have more ornament tutorials coming up. Okay, until next time, you all take care.